Welcome to history, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to season 15, round 1, the very first round of Midweek Tier 2 for Performance Racing League, PRL. I am your gracious, very excited host for tonight, Hoop BK. We might have a broadcast going for Tier 1 as well, if you're interested. I think that'll end up hopefully in our Discord very soon. But season 15, round 1, the very first inaugural race for Midweek Tier 2. And we're at Las Vegas, so we'll get everything set up real quick here. Get to know some of the drivers, a lot of familiar faces, but a lot of new ones as well to learn. Speaking of familiar faces, Tar Heels is the first driver out on track for qualifying. The only driver champion in this field. Won a Tier 3 championship about 10 seasons ago, Season 5. Yep. So he is the only one that could be a repeat champion out of this grid. Full-time or reserve for that matter. He sits in the Sauber alongside another familiar face in Rusty Oil Can, the grizzled vets of the grid. And we'll go through a lap around the Las Vegas Strip circuit with Mr. Tar Heels. Very short run down to turn 1 here. Could see a couple of incidents. It's a very tight corner. A lot longer than you think it's going to be, and cars trying to get out of the way, out of the pit lane. And then another very long right-hander to the first DRS zone. Takes us down to, I believe this is turn 3, technically. Could see some incidents here. Very tight right-hander. Just a right-angle right-hander there. Especially early on with the cars all put together, all in a pack, could see some incidents. The very tricky kind of chicane here. Very low speed, hard to keep traction. And then the shot down towards the strip. High speed right-hander. Flick back to the left. Slightly tricky braking zone here. Getting the car slowed and turned in. Wall kind of juts out on exit there. And then a very long run down the Las Vegas Strip. Takes forever just to get to the DRS zone. He'll get that wing open right now. He's about halfway down the straightaway. Then super heavy braking zone into a chicane here. You're probably going 210 miles an hour. Getting it slowed down, and then a long run back to the front straightaway. It's almost like a tri-oval, like an American oval racing. You're going to keep it really close to the inside as you get to the line. And the first lap of the day is a 134.0. Rusty just behind into the 133s. Thank you, Gord. Best of luck to Tier 1. Hopefully we'll get a good look at that. And then Turner, a new driver this season, in the Ferrari into the 132s. It's a 132.6. Spot up in the 132.9s. So the track's starting to get a bit busier now. Spot up familiar face. One of just 2 midweek winners in this grid. That's a 2-time winner we're looking at right now. It's actually back-to-back races in Season 10. The other one is the other Ferrari of Echo Alex, who's just coming out. It's a 1-time midweek winner. Eddie or Alex, whichever one, is into the 131s, and he is certainly a force to be reckoned with, as he showed in our preseason races. Has a ton of pace, pretty much stomped the field in our first preseason race at Hungary. Master puts a good time on the board, a 132.7. Fox, new racer, welcome, 133.1, and the board is starting to fill with times here. Tours, familiar face in the 133s, very tight with Bronco, who it's really weird seeing him in a Mercedes and not a Red Bull. Vinny, fan favorite, into the 135s, and there's Jules as well into the 135s. So yeah, some of our championship contenders, we think, at the top of the board, that's Eddie Fuentes, only driver into the 131s right now. Uno Cinco showed a lot of pace as well in the preseason. Echo will be up there. I believe it was Loud Pack who also had a good run in the... Was it Loud Pack or was it was CAC Supreme? Had a really good run in the preseason races as well. And Spot Up, I think, will be a contender. So very excited to see just pretty much a clean slate for the tier. It's brand new. A lot of new faces and a lot of guys that are suddenly in a championship hunt. Very exciting that we'll have a new PRL champion this season. We'll go to Loud Pack, see what's going on with the Mercedes. Not a new driver technically, goes way over the curb there. Made his debut at the end of last season for Midweek. Let's see what he can do here. Goes through the little tri-oval into the 133, slots in at P9. Should have a couple more drivers joining us, hopefully. 17 is still a really strong grid, especially for the first race. Had a little bit of movement there. I believe that was Tar Heels jumping into P7, yes. Let's see, Pickle Tickle. And the McLaren. This McLaren duo out on track, I think, will be in the fight for the constructors. Be them and Ferrari, but of course it's very early and possibly too early to tell. I think those two might be in the constructors battle, but also I could see the Williams duo of Vinny and CAC, or Aston Martin. Red Bull. Constructors might be wide open. Now let's see what the McLaren can do here as he heads towards the final corner. Going all the way to the inside. 133.1. 2/10 improvement. Just behind his teammate into P6. Spot Up win today. It's definitely not out of the question. He sits P4 right now after his first run. As I was going through some historical stuff, I found something interesting with Spot Up. The last two midweek races at Las Vegas, he qualified with a 132.723 and then a 132.743. So very consistent in his qualifying efforts around this track, at least in the midweek tier. So I put money on him running in the 132.7s. How about that? Echo Alex just threw down a good lap, 133.1. That jumps him into P6, splitting that McLaren duo. Realize I didn't actually tag everyone in the live stream message. There we go. Quite busy on the strip right now. Cars trying to get out of the way, but luckily plenty of room. There we go. I think I just missed. Rusty jumping to P4 at 132.8. So my guess coming into this was that pole would be in the low 132s, but Eddie already smashing that, getting into the 131s. Still pretty close, though. Uh-oh. We lost Uno Cinco. So we're trying to get for one back in here. Echo pushing through another lap here. Inside 7 minutes to go. Thought I saw purple sector 1. Okay, let's see. What did I miss? All right, spot up into P2, 132.6. Gets by the Ferrari. Ruin Road got a good lap down, and I just got away from Alex as he went across the line, trying to get back to him. A 132.1, so that puts him provisional P2. I'm telling you, it's very tight up here at the top. These two just... Uh-oh. Got a disqualification there. Unfortunate. Just 0.2 between first and second, a little bit further back. But, as the other Ferrari of Turner goes into 132.2, so he gets closer. You know, this big group from P4 down to P9, all within a couple of tenths, 0.3. Bronco found an improvement, looks like. 133.1, bumps him to P11. Loudpack on an improvement through 2 sectors, trying to get to P13. Oh, sliding the car through that chicane, and he finally loses control. So yeah, very tricky. Trying to get the foot down to get all the way back to the line, and maybe got on a little too early, picked up some damage, found the wall. Probably won't be the last time we see that. I think Bronco is not fully pushing here. Let's see. What about Master here? Heading onto the strip. Slight improvement. It could be enough to get to P4 right now, if he can hold on to it. See if he can find just a little bit more down the straight. Haas jumping out of the way there. I'm finding just a little bit more efficiency. Now you use ERS, but he's going to lose a little bit of time catching the curb there, sliding the car through the chicane. Seen that a couple of times already this session. Will he still find improvement? No, he loses out. Just about 0.02 slower, so he will remain P5. Jules jumping into the pit lane, so kind of a lull as cars get ready for their final push here. Let me make sure. Any requests or anything? All right. Yeah, hopefully we can get Uno Cinco back in. See. Believe that's a Williams. We'll go to Vinny. Oh no. What happened there? I guess he was waiting for him to come out of the pit lane, and Turner picks up a 5-place grid penalty. That's we've seen the whole gamut here. We've had a disqualification facing the wrong way. We've had a blocking penalty. We've had disconnections. I remember getting disqualified a couple of seasons ago from a qualifying here because I ran out of fuel as I went across the line and time had not run out. So I went to like the turn one wall and I couldn't get going again, and it disqualified me for sitting on track in an unsafe location. So DSQs tend to happen here at Las Vegas, apparently. See where Vinny is through 2 sectors. 4/10. He's found 4/10, so that'll get him towards P13. Let's see the next car we should jump to as Vinny heads down the strip. Just 80 seconds left before the checkered flag waves. Using his teammate for a bit of tow. Excellent teamwork there between the Williamses, Vinny and Cac. It's a bit of a tank slapper against the wall through that final chicane and through the tri-oval, and I will continue to call it that. To the line, he finds 2/10 on that lap, so lost out a bit in the final sector, but alas. Let's see, that's Turner starting a lap. Alex finding a 10th and a half, but we may get back to him. Let's see, it's a Red Bull, I believe. Not spot up. Oh yeah, spot up into the 132.4s. There we go. So that's a lot faster than, well, that's 3/10 faster than I expected him to go. Let's see, jump to a Mercedes. Wrong Mercedes. Loud Pack, 4/10 up as he heads towards the line. Can he breaks into the 132s? He can. 132.7 puts him P7. So, good lap there as the checker flag waves. Tours jumping to P8. Wow, at the exact same time, 132.776. So, Loud Pack, because he got it there first. It's the lap. And Echo Alex, we didn't get to him in time. 131.8 puts him on provisional pole. Where is Eddie? He's heading towards Sector 2. Or through Sector 2. And he is up 3/10. So, can he maintain this? We just had another one jump. I believe that was Ruin Rogue to P5. Or no, Bronco to P6. See where. What about Turner? He's currently P3 still. The other McLaren of Pickle Tickle. Where does he go? He goes to P6. Eddie flying all the way back to the line. He just needs a little bit more than a 10th. Will he get it? He will. 131.6 is your pole time. Spot up. Looks, yeah, not competitive lap there. Same for Ruin. Loud Pack. So that's going to be your starting grid. Yeah, so the top 3 kind of pulled away a touch. 4/10 back to P4, but then all very, very tight. Half second from P4 to P12. I think that's a really great sign for the competitiveness of this new tier. So on pole, Eddie Fuentes with a 131.6. Echo Alex will start P2. Turner is P3, but will have a 5-place grid penalty. So it'll bump Spot Up and Ruin Rogue, Pickle Tickle, and Bronco. Master is 8th, Loud Pack 9th, Tours is 10th, and we have Rusty in 11th, Uno Cinco 12th, Tar Heels 13th, Cac Supreme 14th, Vinny Sips 15th, Jules 16th, and Fox unfortunately was disqualified from the session and will start at the rear of the field. Let's see, not a lot of new drivers to the league in this one. Hopefully no one readies up early. One stop seems to be the winning strategy. Two would probably be fine. That's always the decision here, but I think one typically wins out. Let me see if I can pull up the Tier 1 stream, which is on Ramsey's personal. We are trying to get it set up so that I can stream through the YouTube while another comms goes through on Twitch, so we can have both midweek tiers on the PRL channels simultaneously. But Ramsey, thankfully, last minute was able to hop in to do Tier 1. So trying to avoid all of the back end stuff, just do it on his channel. Let's see, where is it? So an update, Gordsauce got a pole position over T. Stiggy by 9,000ths of a second. And I see a lot of drivers in the 131s. Very competitive in Tier 1 right now. It's 7/10 from pole position to P14. That's crazy. So really working out the split tiers as we go to our formation lap. Let's see what everyone is starting on. I imagine it's going to be a lot of mediums and hards. Indeed. Top 11 starting on mediums. Then Vinny and Fox. So 4 hard runners, Uno Cinco, Tar Heels, Cac Supreme, and Jules, all in the back few rows of the field. So mostly on the mediums. Gonna go ahead and get ready for the position change, which seems to be the most important one in lap 1 to take a look at. So remember the grid penalty for Turner, which unfortunately we can't do anything about. The game hands it out, and that's just how it is. We can't get rid of it. That drops him from P3 to P8 on the grid. That moves the Red Bull duo up into the second row. So potentially a good start for them in round 1. So Pickle Tickle, Bronco, and Master all benefit from that as well. I will try to have Tier 1 kind of nearby just to, compare, see how everyone's doing. That way you don't have to have multiple streams pulled up at the same time. So actually, I'd prefer to just have lap times from this race available as our pole sitter, Eddie Fuentes, pulls back to the grid. And here we go. We are just a few lights away from the very first midweek Tier 2. And we are underway. Let's see, the Ferrari of Echo gets to the inside. Very tight corner here. A little bit of ghosting. But Fuentes stays ahead. Go holding off the Red Bulls who have changed positions already. Already a lot of movement here as we're going to head into the very tight corner. Oh my goodness. Disaster. The Aston Martins plow into each other at turn 3. I had mentioned turn 3 is a disaster zone, and looks like the Red Bull of Ruin Rogue was caught up. Master, Bronco in the Mercedes, and Tours. So something terrible happened there, and that brings out a full course safety car. Cars trying to get themselves sorted out here. Which, not what you wanted if you were Fuentes, who got away pretty cleanly. And actually picked up quite a bit of a lead. And now we'll have to go all the way around to catch the safety car. One of the Aston Martins did not get their braking point correct. That's what it seems. And a big pile up bowling into turn 3. It's a full grid for Tier 1. And looks like maybe just an incident into turn 1 on lap 1. Gordsauce holding on to the lead early. Let's see if anything happens to them into turn 3. Yes, maybe a little bit of contact. I believe that's Andy Wu and Timgra. Yeah, a lot of cars pitting now. You can say a lot of new wings. Yeah, a lot of new wings. Looks like both Saubers were in, both Aston Martins, Bronco, Turner, and Ruin Rogue, who really got the short end, as he was up near the front of the field and just from behind, couldn't even see it coming, just got to him. Watching it, looks like the big loser so far in Tier 1 is Gibby, down 5 spots. Oh, wow. Gordsauce just got maybe shuffled to the side, and he just went from 1st to 6th. So we'll continue to keep an eye on Tier 1. Don't have much to do right now, as we are still under safety car conditions after a lap 1 incident. A lot of pit stops there. There's 7 cars came in, and some of them, 3 of them are gonna have to stop again because they're on the mediums, and I'm not sure they will get 23 laps. But it's exactly what you wanted to see if you were Fox, who started at the back of the field and is up to 6th after 2 full laps. Cac Supreme up 7. 7 pit stops, but and Vinny and Jules also winning in the early stages here. I just don't think you could get to the end. Maybe on the hards you could, but I don't know. I think you'll have to stop again. So very unfortunate for those who needed to stop to repair damage. Hopefully we'll go green at the end of this lap, but we'll see. Did forget to mention, thank you, Baggins, for the World Series updates. I did see those. It's nice to see Vladdy actually perform like a superstar on a stage that really matters. So, very nice to see. All right, so we're under green flag conditions now. Oh no, 10-second penalty to CAC Supreme. Just got it to the back of Fox on the restart, and we are back to green. Alex all over the back of Eddie's going to get to the inside immediately. Got a great start, and he's going to jump to the lead. Eddie's going to lose out. What happened here? It went yellow again. What the hell? Uh-oh. This doesn't seem right. It looked like we went green and the safety car is still out. The safety car driver did not get the memo, perhaps? Have we broken everything? So it looked like Alex had a great... I was like, I'm not missing something, am I? Like, we went green, but the safety car never left. Alex had a great jump on Eddie into turn one, but then immediately had to give it back. Penalties were handed out because the yellow came back out again. So I don't know what's happening, really. I am speechless, which is not what you want. Safety car has gone to the pit lane, but we still see the dot. Now are we going green? I think so. Here we go. Okay, now we're going green. Eddie defends to the inside. Holds off Echo that time. We have yellow in sector one. I think there's some cars around, or we'll shuffle to the side. Fox gets by Pack and gets it to the back of Pickle Tickle. That damn turn 3 causing issues once more, and we are just on lap 5 of this one. We can get a couple green flag laps in. Be fantastic. So the McLaren's really losing out here. Shuffled to the back of the field. Bronco is hit with a penalty as the yellows came out. But we are going to get to the strip for the first time under green flag conditions. It's Eddie and Alex pulled away from spot up here. There won't be DRS this time, but Alex might not need it. He'll get to the outside, drag race down the strip, and the Ferrari will take the lead for the first time in this Grand Prix. And his teammate making moves past Vinny in the back even without DRS, just getting some slipstream, some overspeed. Trying to see who has damage after that incident. I think Fox does. Yeah, no end plates there. There's Tar Heels, who has a penalty, unfortunately. Pickle Tickle, who looks okay. Bronco looks okay, but Cinco does not have. And Bronco picked up a time penalty, and he retires from the session. So, frustrating start for the Mercedes there, as Fuentes gets the inside at turn 3, makes the move, and leaves just enough space on the outside. These two are going to scrap this entire race. This entire season, I can tell you right now, here in the early stages. Good move there by the V-Carb. That brings Spot Up back into the picture, though, as they kind of hold each other up. So possibly a little DRS train about to form at the front of the field. Good shots of the strip here. Oh, bunched up here in the midfield. Cack is under severe pressure. Rusty going to go try to make it a double overtake around the Saubers. Will he get there? He does. We'll get back to the front. Echo tucked in. He gets to the inside, but not quite enough to make the move. So Rusty making a double overtake. Will he hold off the Williams? He turns in. Maybe leaves just enough space on Cack. Now the Williams forced to fight each other, though Cack has a penalty. Something to keep in mind. That brings Ruin Rogue back into it. He may have cut the corner there, trying to get by both Williams. Go back over here. Looked like Spot Up and Pack may have been in close proximity. Short DRS zone here. See, will we have any issues into turn 3? Nothing too severe here. Maybe just oh, except for Jules, who loses the car on exit. And it's back on the track, but with some pretty notable damage. A couple of cars missing wings. I know Cinco had his wing replaced, excuse me. It's going to have to fight to get back in this one. Back to the front of the field. Here's Eddie and Alex. 2 seconds clear of P3. And I think they're just going to exchange positions once more. Eddie going all the way to the inside, going defensive. Flap now open on the Ferrari. And it's back to the outside, or allows Echo to get to the outside and make the move. Pack does the same thing to Spot Up. Well, he did, but did not get it to the chicane well and loses out. He's going to lose a ton of time. Vinny and Rogue side by side through the chicane. They keep it tidy. And this group around P7 is it's very close together. Both Williams involved, and Rogue trying to get back to the front after an incident earlier shuffled him towards the rear. Alongside Cack, he's going to go around the outside. Don't know if there's going to be enough grip there to win it as a straight traction race. He will have DRS, but so will his opponent. Enjoying this battle here. Tries to outbrake him and goes deep into the wall. Now slow up the Astons behind, and that's going to give Rogue more damage, unfortunately. A lot of wounded cars already. We're still in the early stages of this one. Echo Alex leading this time through onto the strip. We're on lap 8 of this one, 25-lap race around the 3.8 mile circuit. And that might be enough to hold off Fuentes. I don't know, starting to come down very quickly with DRS open. You have to put together a hell of a defense, and he does. He holds on that time. Spot Up and Loud Pack. Pack gets to the inside, and the bad camera cut there. A very clumsy between Pack and Spot Up. That leaves Spot Up with the worst end of it. He's going to have some damage, and that brings the other Ferrari of Turner into this battle for P3, and he takes it. So Pack perhaps getting to the inside, and it's a very narrow little chicane there after the strip. Tough to go side by side, and just could not keep it clean. That drops Spot Up down to 6th place. He was trying to hold on to 3rd. That's Tours getting back by the Red Bull of Ruin Rogue. The Red Bull's going in the wrong direction over the last lap or so. Let's see who else. Oh, I think it was Master getting into Rogue there. We're just trying to fight for the same pieces of tarmac, and ooh. It was the McLaren of Pickle Tickle, I think, getting in the wall. And we'll go back to the front. It looks like Eddie's just going to stay behind Echo Alex for this time. Let's see if Pack didn't really work for him last time, and he stays tucked into the slipstream of Turner and remains in P4. Rusty has climbed to P5 due to mistakes by others and keeping it clean. So the Sauber up 6 positions already this race. And Spot Up with... doesn't look like any severe damage to the wing, but has lost out. Go back to this battle here. Master and Pickle Tickle going back and forth. Pickle Tickle trying to take the position, and it looks like he does for the time being. He'll even have DRS to help hold on to it. Spotted up by Loud Pack, I think, at turn 2. Quick update on Tier 1 under safety car. I believe Noob Plays DNF'd. They're on lap 10 as well. Echo kind of stretching his legs a little bit. He is out from threat of Eddie, so he can kind of cruise for now. No DRS flap open on the V-carb this time, I believe. No, so just dumping battery to try to get back within range. The Ferrari trying to hold off. That's Rusty. I guess Pack had lost out. So Rusty going from 5th to 3rd. I missed something there. So Rusty on the podium as it stands. About 7 seconds behind the leader. Yeah, it said he's starting to stretch his legs, already down to half a second, though. So Rusty now leads this group of Turner, Spot Up, and Loud Pack. The Williams got away from this big battle in the midfield that has turned ugly at times. Coming in hot there, but Cat keeping it out of the wall in the exit of turn 3. That's definitely a big problem spot as we have seen. Okay, Tar Heel's sliding around. He's joined this group. Jules nursing some damage. Fox had a pit, and he came out just ahead of Unocinco, who had to pit very early on, or an additional time, I believe, due to damage. Back to the front. Fuentes will have a chance this time with DRS open. He gets to the outside, and a pretty slam dunk overtake. I don't know if he's going to have any chance to respond. He won't. Rusty trying to hold off this angry group of cars. Turner trying to make it 2 Ferraris in the top 3. Tries to stick his nose to the inside. Does not get there. Good defense by Rusty. Ooh, Spot Up. Bouncing off the wall. So these Ferraris looking ferocious here in the opening round. Loud Pack jumps into the pits. I would say this is about when the pit window opens for medium to hard. Maybe some others trying to go a little bit longer. I know some went onto the hards already. Pack going to come out behind Jules, who still has some damage. Ooh, ambitious move from the Aston there. Gets in the back of Ruin Rogue. Turn 3, man. DRS, heavy braking zone. Kind of a tough corner, and just the racers haven't taken to it well here in the first 12 laps. Let's see, Eddie holding off Alex this time. No chance. Let's see if Rusty can hold off Turner. They can. No real move having to be made. I think there was moves further back. It's both the Williams. They're hanging out together. And, Rogue and Tours really elbows out with each other right now. I think that's Tar Heels. Yep, lost the car on exit. It's going to bring out a local yellow. And a lot of drivers jumping into the pit lane here for their stops. So Fuentes, Alex, Spot Up, Turner. It's pretty much the top 4 other than Rusty. So 4 of the top 5. Come on, throw on the hearts. It's Turner's second stop, actually. So he came in previously and he's back at the front of the field. So Vinny, Cac, and Jules are actually the only ones yet to stop, as others stopped earlier or just stopped. Jules in the pit lane now. Here, we'll take a look at the tires now. Still think those 5 with the tires greater than 10 laps old will probably need to stop again. Fuentes now nearly 2 seconds over Alex. Especially Vinny on those mediums. Looks like Tier 1 under safety car. Maybe that's still? Yeah, possibly that's still for the noob incident. Rusty going to take these hards as long as he can. Maybe some intervention will help him out. Cac goes by Vinny, who comes into the pit lane. He may have another set of mediums he can throw on. That'd be ideal. Try to get to the end and have a little bit more pace than the others. So that splits the Williams duo that's pretty much been attached at the wings for most of this race. Turner gets by Loud Pack into turn 1. This is a good little battle here. Rogue comes in to put on fresh mediums that he will take to the end of this race. DRS overtake. That's Fuentes making his way back through the field. Gets by Cac, who is yet to make that additional stop, I guess. Still side by side, though. Cac not letting this happen easily. Then he tucks back into line to make the corner. So Eddie making his way back through the field. He has about 2.5 seconds on Alex. As Cack will jump into the pit lane. He may have a penalty to serve. Let's look at that real quick. 10 seconds, yes. Tours also comes in. Probably going to go to the end on medium tires. That kind of leaves Rusty as the last one that will probably need to stop again. But he's going to keep pushing for now on those hard tires. He leads by 4.5 seconds over the V-Carb of Eddie Fuentes, who has been holding off Echo Alex for the majority of this race, but has a bit of a gap, has some breathing room currently. A bit further back to the other Ferrari, but looking for a Ferrari double podium if everything goes well. But Loud Pack will try to change that. He's within a second. So a number of different strategies that we're going to wait and see how they converge. Yeah, Rusty ran a 138.3 last time, and Eddie ran a 135.9. We're rounding here. So if we make it up time, Spot Up gets by Loud Pack. Got within DRS there and made the move, and Rusty into the pit lane. So there we go. We could call that. We'll see where he comes out, because Rusty was fighting for podium position before that went through, but the undercut gonna hurt him here. Everyone else undercutting him as he's on the alternative strategy. But let's see if he can push hard to the end and make up some positions. Spot Up, we just saw, threw down the fastest lap of the race, so 135.3. He's going to try to get to the back of that Ferrari. Possible podium spot. We saw Cack back into the pit lane. They are going to make a wing change, so perhaps an incident involving the Williams there. It's going to cost him a lot of time, drop him to the rear of the field. Let's see, where do we have some battles? Leaders heading down the strip. Spot Up will probably have to defend from Loud Pack this time. He doesn't really want to be defending. He wants to be looking forward, but the Mercedes still within DRS range. Flap open gets closer, but does not get close enough. This chicane has been giving cars issues, and unfortunately the camera flips every time, and we don't get to see exactly what happened. But these three all vying for that final step on the podium. And either any of them could take it, and we'll see how Rusty comes back into this battle. 4 seconds behind, but on fresh mediums. The Pickle Tickle throws down the fastest lap. 135.3. Just a couple hundredths faster than Spot Up's previous lap, I believe. Alex gained slightly on Eddie that lap, but not by enough, really. Uno Cinco picks up a penalty. And we'll throw on some softs to get to the end. So starting to spread out a bit, especially at the front, but still a nice battle here for P3 in the works. We'll go on board with Pack as we head down. We're flying down the strip. 8th gear and just all the way to the limiter, but not close enough. see. So the Pickle Tickle we saw had been pushing really hard. Just trying to take time to Vinny Sips, even though they're on similar tires. Ooh, you can hear the tires, the lockup there. He gained 5/10 on Vinny that time. Let's see. I believe that's Rusty. Throw down his fastest lap of the race, 1:35.8. So that was 7/10 faster than those ahead. So 7/10 a lap, something to keep an eye on. Don't know if he'll be able to keep that up, but he could get back into this battle for the, if not P3, then P4. Cac throwing down the fastest lap. In the 134s, I think that was the fastest. Let me get back out of here. The fastest by like a full second. It was like all 135s before, but Cac P15 at the moment. And drivers do not get credit for the fastest lap point if they're outside the top 10. Something to make note of. Fuentes, last lap, threw down his fastest lap of the race, 1:35.6. A little bit slower that time, but still consistently a 1/10.5 or 2/10 faster than Echo. So that lead will probably get bigger, not smaller. Checking back in for this battle. Spot up now within a second, at least for the time being. We have DRS this time. I don't know if we'll be able to see, is Pac really falling away through turn 1. Yeah, Pac not having a good turn 1 there. Falls about half a second and now even more away from spot up. Should have another DRS chance here from the Red Bull. Oh, wow. Ferrari makes a big mistake going deep into that corner. He's going to give a big run to spot up. Easy corner to mess up, and I'm glad he kept it out of the wall, but, man, it lost like half a second before we even get to the detection point. Max speed. And spot up still can't get there. Perhaps a little bit of battery usage for Turner. Keeping the Red Bull behind, but that was probably one of the best chances Spot Up has had in this battle, especially with Pac falling away. 2 seconds now. And that's exactly what Rusty Oil Can wanted to see. Yeah, Pac must have made another mistake in there. He was in the 137s that time. Rusty found a full second on lap 19. Could see Tours getting back to Pickle Tickle, who was also in the 137s. Possibly a mistake, but we'll keep an eye on that. Just a second and a half separates the two. That'll be a battle for P8. Take a look at penalties real quick. 3 seconds, 9 seconds. Yeah, Rogue picking up some more time penalties, fortunately. Race got derailed for him pretty early on, but at this point just trying to cling to some positions here, at least on track. Oh, let's go over to Spot Up. It was within half a second, but once again, close but not close enough. Rusty, not quite close enough to Pac, who lost another second to that group. Perhaps that's even just DRS, or the lack of DRS. Spot Up all over the rear wing, just IBM plastered into his vision. That rear wing of the Ferrari. An alarming amount of blue. Still all over. But still with such a short DRS zone, it seems. I'm not sure what the actual data is on that, if that is a particularly short DRS zone. It just feels very short. Maybe does not generate the overtaking opportunities you would expect. Rusty, we hop to that, and he is within 0.8 of Loud Pack. So P5 starting to move the way of the oil can. It's another rough lap for Pack, who is well into the 137s. And that's going to give a big opportunity to Rusty here. The Sauber driver with the flap open. We see Spot up in the foreground, not getting close enough. Rusty to the inside. He will make the move. And we'll take P5 as they head to the chicane. Car is kind of bouncing off the wall there on the exit. So we're in the final 4 laps of this one. The inaugural round of Midweek Tier 2. It's been a pretty exciting one. Las Vegas always brings drama. Safety cars, DNFs. And it's going to come down at the final lap. Maybe not at the front, but definitely some battles here that will come down to that final heavy braking zone after the strip. See Tar Heels jumping into the pit lane. Let me put on some softs here. But his teammate just moved into P5. We'll have to defend this time down the strip. Spot up a little bit closer this time, I think. DRS open, and yeah, definitely going to have a chance here. And Spot up, kind of a slam dunk. He was definitely close enough to make the move. Gets the car slowed down. He's on for P3 now. There's going to be a couple opportunities for Turner to respond. Rusty pulling away from Pack there. So P5 a little bit more in hand. I believe that we had an incident at the back. I thought it was an Aston. The Aston's maybe one that they would just want to flush and get to next week. Still on for P9 and P10, but how they got there, maybe not the greatest. Kaka trying to get back through the field. He got by Cinco, or maybe held off Cinco earlier. He's on the back of Jules. This is for P13. All over the rear as they head towards the start-finish. Every position gets points in PRL, so this is for points. Big lockup from the Haas that goes deep, and he's going to lose the car. That's one way to get the position. Cat gets by. And Jules also loses out to Uno Cinco. See, this is what the last half of the race has been. Eddie pulling away from Alex just ever so slightly every lap since the pit stop cycle. That lead up to 4 seconds as he comes around to start the penultimate lap of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, PRL edition. Spot up holding off Turner that lap. Didn't seem like it was really close, and Rusty holding off Pack, but Pack a lot closer this time. Yeah, tucked in, almost nose to tail. Got to be strategic about where you make these moves. DRS open for the Ferrari, but like I said, turn 3 not really working as an overtaking spot. Great for crashing into this race, but hard to get the overtakes done here. And ditto for P5 and P6. Tier 1 on lap 23, T. Stiggy holding a lead over FBI agent. So, just an update there as Spot Up and Turner head onto the strip. And we're kind of bunching up here. Tar Heels puts down the fastest lap of the race, a 1:33.7. The Ferrari just, it won't be close enough, I don't think. Goes to the inside. I don't think he wants to make the move here anyway. Trying to set up for a last lap, a decisive pass. It's too early. But also, you leave yourself one opportunity, you better take it. I found myself in similar situations around this track before, and actually DNF'd that corner final lap. Oh, Pack picks up the penalty there, so that kind of shatters his hopes at P5 as we are on the final lap. Just catching that as Fuentes gets through Sector 1. Trying to keep an eye on these battles. Oof. I think it was Turner getting into the wall just behind. Yeah, really losing the car now. Tough to have traction here in the late stages. But it's been anything but tough for our leader. Started on pole. A good battle in the early stages with Alex around the safety car. But the pit cycle just secured what was a calm back half for Eddie Fuentes. So we're going to see if anything not calm happens here between Spot Up and Turner, as Fuentes is going to get to the line and bring home the victory. Spot Up holds it off. Turner made a bluff to the inside, but just was not close enough. It would have been a very brave move. Alex comes home second. Will Spot Up hold off Turner for P3? Deny Ferrari of a double podium? He will. Just 0.3 separate them. So more coming across the line here. Does Vinny Sips jump to P6? He does. A very quiet P6, but the penalty helps him out by under a tenth was the difference there. We'll see how the midfield shakes out with some penalties here as well. Master holds on to ninth despite a penalty. A day to forget for Rogue, who may lose some positions to Fox, who will come across the line. And yeah, and another one there. See if Cinco loses out to Jules here. Oof. Nice little Darlington stripe at Las Vegas. Just for good measure. I gotta leave your mark. So that's been first race of Midweek Tier 2. Maybe a little rough around the edges at points, but Las Vegas is a difficult track and stuff tends to happen here. Let's see some of our game awards. Fuentes, our race winner. Tar Heels picks up fastest lap. Turner, driver of the day. I think I would tend to agree. I may give it to Rusty. Most overtake goes to CAC, and Rusty is named cleanest driver. So your final results. Eddie Fuentes starts on pole, gets the victory. Echo Alex starts second and finishes second. Really, the entire top three start and finish on the podium. Turner, after the penalty, climbs to P4. Rusty a good drive, gets to P5. You know, Vinny might be in there for driver of the day too. Starts 15th, quietly gets up to 6th. Loud Pack up at the front for most is P7. Pickle Tickle, Master, and Tours round out your top 10. Fox in his debut goes from the back of the grid to 11th. Then there's CAC, Ruin Rogue, Jules, Uno Cinco, and Tar Heels is 16th, and Bronco, our lone DNF of the event. Oh, I'm not going to get race director. Oh, what a mistake. Oh. Sorry, boys. Had to get the results there, but did not get the director, so hopefully someone was able to grab that. This has been the first ever midweek Tier 2 race for PRL, Performance Racing League. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more of these throughout the season. I know my schedule on Wednesdays is a little iffy. Excuse me. But hopefully somebody will be able to bring you Tier 1 or Tier 2 every week. I'd like to be a part of that, hopefully. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out on this channel. Keep an eye out on the YouTube. And keep tuning in for more PRL action. I have been Hoop BK. And we will see you next time.